Hey, tankers, we're going to jump into some post 3.8 T54 gameplay. Nothing too exciting here today, but we're going to run up double gameplay, second class and a first class game. Like I said, no masteries, no aces yet as of the update, but after this update with all the new equipment that is introduced, this tank is completely and totally beast. So I'm running here with a good friend of mine from my clan in Blitz, Ajax, or Zax as his nickname is, because his in-game name makes absolutely no sense. So we're pushing over here into the desert on this part of the map. We can see that player underscore 62 blah 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 is asking if we're going to win, and our T2064 helpfully says negative. So I like going to this spot because I can remain hold down and spot their tanks as they try to push into this corner down there on the lower right. So I put a nice shot into the J-Panther 2. He fires HE at my turret, which kind of confused me at the time. I put another one into him, backing off slightly during my reload. Didn't reload in time to hit the RU-251, but I can put a nice shot into the Panther 8.8. So I'm going to peel off here to my left in order to stop those two tanks from being able to flank around and get my side. You really don't want to be there with multiple tanks around you. So I snapshot into the RU-251. He decides to stick around so I can sneak another one into him around the J-Panther 2. So there's 3 tanks on over there. I'm going to push out, put one in the J-Panther 2 so I don't have to drive out in front of all those guns. J-Panther finished off. I go out looking to finish off this RU-251. He hides behind the J-Panther, comes out, and I finish him off. So now there's a lot of crowd around me as I have a J-Panther 2 of my own, a T54, another tank that I can't quite see. So I'm going to fire one shot into the enemy stock T54, turn around, get out of the traffic, and go over towards where my platoon mate is, trying to put some shots into the enemy tanks. So I'm going to go around on this corner, find their T54, put one into him, bounce his return shot. T54 goes down. I put one into the waffle after bouncing his shot. Trying to find some damage. I'm going to push out here in just a second to ninja that kill on the Panther 8.8 on the enemy team. I'm going to charge in hell for leather on this waffle tractor because I want the damage, and at this point I didn't quite realize there was still an ISU that was not spotted. It was still alive, so I put a nice cheeky ram into the waffle, and then I just kind of sit there waiting for the match to end, and then, oh hey, look, there's an ISU 152. That could have ended really badly for me, but luckily my AMX 5100 finishes him off with a very nice blind shot, and I get the GG off, and we get the round of affirmatives. Going here into the results, we can see that I got a second class, high caliber, 3.5k damage. So we are going to do a really quick rundown of how I have my T54 set up, just so you guys can get another quick view of how your everyday pleb sets up what was already one of the most overpowered tanks in Blitz. Alright guys, so we are going to go into here, and you can see really quickly that I have these 3 little equipment areas. If you guys aren't familiar how they are set up, I'd recommend you guys go check out either Bushka or Skates or even Martin Dogger's video on the new equipment stuff. I'm not going to get into the particulars, but I have my T54 set up for penetration primarily because I want that extra penetration. I get 11 extra AP, 14 extra heat, which if you guys remember the T54 before the 3.6 nerf when it had a crazy 330 millimeters heat, you can appreciate just how good the heat penetration needs to be in order to get through some of the really tough tanks at this tier. Then I'm going to run Enhanced Gun Landing Drive, Vertical Stabilizers, because why not? Vitality, I'm running the 10% protection to the engine, transmission, ammo rack, because T54 is a Russian medium, and they get ammo racked all the time. 5% enhanced armor, that is absolutely insane for this tank, which already had a pretty strong turret. It was nerfed slightly in 3.6, but now if the 5% is actually working, which there are some rumors it's not, but if it actually is working, this tank is just completely and totally insane with the frontal armor, which is already so good, is now even better. I run optics because view range, view range, view range, spotting, spotting, spotting. And believe it or not, I should be running the horsepower because this tank is already very mobile. With the horsepower equipment, it's going to be even better. And I haven't used any of my spare parts to either unlock the enhanced tracks or the consumables slot because I don't really see a need for those on a tank that I don't really run in competition very much. So that's just a very, very, very quick and dirty equipment rundown. So we'll get into the second set of gameplay really quickly here. Alright guys, we're going to hop into the second bit of gameplay now. We're going to be again in my T54 because this is a T54 focused video. I'm going to have a very, very, very long queue time, so we're just... Oh, never mind. Not as long as I thought. So we're going to hop into a battle. I am top tier here again because T54 is boss. So we are on Yamato Harbor, and we have a couple of TDs, a couple of heavies. They have a couple of mediums. We have a couple of mediums. So I am going to immediately go left, run straight into the Pershing on my team, have a little bit of lag there. Tell my platoon mates that I want them to go to the left right now. So I'm going to push over here into this hill just to see if I can get some spots. Our Pershing is pushing extremely aggressively in, and if this was a sane match, he would have gotten wrecked by now. So pushing around, looking, I'm going to no spots, so I'm telling the Pershing to not YOLO because I was convinced that their team was right around that corner and he was going to get destroyed. Luckily, he was not destroyed, so I'm going to push up to this rock, which there's actually a little bit of this rock where you can get kind of hold down if there are enemy tanks in that general area right near the guns, but they're not quite where I can shoot them, so I'm going to pull back, stay pretty far away from the enemies over there, but 400 or so meters, so I can start putting in shots pretty much with impunity here, given that I'm penning. I'm going to switch over to the heat so I can pen the very strong frontal armor of the STI. Luckily, he is slightly angled down for that first shot, so my heat is able to go right into his tank. I'm going to switch back to the AP so I can shoot through that little box and junk of equipment on the deck of the Yamato. Switch back to the STI. Gonna go back to heat, and I'm gonna admit I get pretty lucky here. Pretty sure I put that right onto that driver, little bit of unangled bit of the driver's hatch. STI is gonna vanish here. I'm gonna try sneaking a shot into where I think he's gonna go. Don't quite do it. Hit the railing. At this point, the situation is starting to look pretty grave for my team. We're down 2-1. The enemy team has 2 kills. My team has 1. We have a guy who's right in the middle of the town and harbor part on this map, which is not the smartest place to be. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go. I spot an IS-3 defender who is on very low hit points. So my thought right here is I'm trying to get the sneaky hit in on the STI, only track him, and I'm going to try getting the assassination. I actually thought the defender was on the other side of this building. When I come around the corner, I see the defender, and I get quite surprised. Luckily, he misses. I miss. Don't take the shot. I'm trying to push around this corner to assassinate him. I do take a shot from the STI here, and I only damaged the tracks of the defender, which was really annoying at the time. Luckily, the defender misses his shots, only takes out mine. I'm going to push around this corner so I don't get caught in by the enemy team. But 1 into the IS-3. My platoon mate goes down. It is now 3 versus 5. 3 versus 4 with a ninja the kill. Our IS-3 is pushing around on this side. ISU is in a lot of hit point distress, so I put a shot into the AMX 5100 because that tank is very dangerous late game with the 4-shot autoloader. He has the potential to almost clip me if he rolls high on a couple of shots. I do take 2 shots from the T69 now, but I was worried about the STI getting to my rear. I know that T69 is on a reload now, but I donk up the shot and almost have disaster. I get a very lucky bounce off my ass of my tank. I'm going to now hide behind this dead carcass of the enemy T69. It is 3-on-2. I only have a IS-3 with me. He has a 100mm gun. He manages to kill the enemy E50, which is good. At this point, the 5100 made a pretty big mistake. He pulled back, indicating he's probably on his reload. So I'm going to push forward. I'm hoping that he's still going to have a 20 or 15 to 20 seconds left so I can put 2 shots into him. Unfortunately, his reload comes in at this point. So now I burn adrenaline. I'm hoping to get that shot, get the bounce off my turret, get the kill. I didn't know where the enemy STI was at this point, so I'm very, very, very leery. I'm asking my platoon mate where he was, not getting very clear answers. The IS-3 is pushing around on that corner, so I'm thinking that the STI is still over on that side. Waiting for him to get spotted, and all of a sudden he gets spotted behind me, proxy spot. So my only thought now was to get around this corner so I don't get shot. I knock over the tree, think about using it to camo up. Calling for help from my IS-3. IS-3 says affirmative. Very good teamwork from him here. Couldn't have pulled this off without using his hit points. Very intelligent. Then I kind of noticed that the STI is a little bit of a numpty. Doesn't turn around his strong frontal armor. So I'm going to try being a little bit greedy here, sneaking a shot or two in. I don't, however, want to get shot, so I missed the shot on his rear drive wheel. IS-3 pushes in, very hardcore. I want to get one more shot, so I back around the corner. Meant to let him have the kill, but the IS-3 actually bounces the shot. So I will go ahead and take the 5th kill for the Radley Walters. 4k damage, a little bit of spoil there, but 5 kills. 2 versus 3 win. Granted, some of the tanks were on low hit points, but I do manage to get the top gun. Alright, 3.7k, but Radley Walters, which is always nice, and just a really good showing of just how good this tank can be with the new equipment. I really like the new equipment changes. It's not bad. Not great either, but it is what it is. So have a good day. I really hope you guys enjoy the videos. If you guys like it or have comments or suggestions, please either hit me up on Discord or leave a comment down below. Like, share, and subscribe if you like this stuff. If you want more content of this style, please let me know. And on that ending, tank happy, tank well.